Conti Corvette on vacation. We're 30,000 feet up in the air with no masks on.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Corvette channel and our Sunday morning coffee with Conti show. My name is Rick Conti and I'm very glad that you joined us today. As a retail representative of this car, the stresses that we deal with behind the scenes, I gotta tell you guys, where I feel most comfortable is right here on camera, talking with you, about you, and about this car. So when I say thank you for joining us, I really mean it. Thank you for joining us. The watch time on this channel is just off the charts, and I think that, and you guys know this, but I'm so proud that we have something so unique on this channel. Yes, I'm a retail representative, but I'm also an owner and an enthusiast. And I don't see any other dealership sharing information, stories, suggestions, experiences in the manner that we're doing here on this channel. So because of you guys, it is fantastic, not only for me, but for you to be here on our channel. All right, so for today, let me just do my kind of opening monologue and talk about some things coming up on the channel so we get you to come back and spend more time with us. But our featured clip today is going to be a customer send-off pack. You're going to see, as you know, how Corvettes tie into the love of motorcycles and Corvettes tie into the love of boats. That's coming up as our featured clip on today's show. Now, as I said on social media, Instagram and Facebook the other day, there is no short of content and conversation on this channel. Still to come is viewer mail. Oh, real quick in real time. Hey, check out my new shirt. You guys like this shirt? I love this shirt. It's very comfortable. It's all the generations, all 8 generations of Corvette outlined in blue, and I actually bought this blue carbon fiber knife because I like the knife, and it gives me more chances to win the Corvette that Mike at Street Speed 717 and InShane Designs are going to give away later today. So if you live in the 717 area code, don't call me this afternoon and screw with me and make me think that I won the car. Somebody's got to win. But yeah, this is pretty neat. So I wanted to share that with you guys too. And other stuff coming up on the channel. I think you guys will enjoy this. And it didn't take as long as I thought it would for a number of reasons, which we'll talk about later. I compiled the data from my personal sales with you guys from 2022 and compared it to the national sales. There's a huge disparity in some of these numbers and packages and features. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share that with you guys. But let me just tell you this here real quick. Last year, to give you an idea, in 2021, coupes were ordered nationally 58% of the time. Convertibles were ordered 42% of the time. Last year, nationally, convertibles were ordered 48% of the time, an uptick that we all anticipated. Now, last year for 2022 with my customers, convertibles were ordered 64% of the time. Huge disparity, but I think there's a reason for that because I'm doing my job as a sales representative that you guys need and you expect. I'm asking the questions, what you want, what you expect, your anticipation out of your car, the differences between coupe and convertible, how you're going to use your car rather than being the guy, hey, yeah, just go to Chevy.com and order the car and send me the bill and I'll order it. And that's pretty much the extent of the conversation that most of you have. In fact, this ties directly into what we're talking about right now. I wasn't going to share this, but let me just tell you, I got a call the other day from a guy at the National Corvette Museum that ordered from another dealership, and he says, I just got here and my car is ordered wrong. Wrong interior, wheels, and a couple other things. And I said, well, thanks for the phone call. I go, but did you call your dealer? He goes, yes, I did. I said, well, didn't you review the sheet when you paid for the car before you went to the National Corvette Museum? He goes, yes, I did. And I had some questions, and I said, hey, what about this and what about this? And they go, oh, no, it's fine. It's going to be fine. So when he called the dealer, they were going to do nothing for him. They weren't going to buy the car back. So it was the old, see your keys, see your car, see you later. Wow. See, guys, that is real Corvette market stuff happening right now. And I know today, a lot of you wanted me to talk about Z06 allocations and so forth. There's going to be a lot of conversations on that. And I know some people said, I'm a little worn out with Z06 and all that, but it doesn't seem like it, doesn't feel like it, but really we need to talk about Z06 because it really is now just getting started. So this Thursday, we're hoping in the distribution report we get more information to see how Z06 production will affect, because it will affect Stingray availability, and how these constraints will affect Z06 ordering. a conversation that I'm not really looking forward to, but we will have it coming up this Thursday. And also still to come on our channel, just my love of sharing so many customers that I get to deal with. Your stories, sharing the delivery moments, and yes, at some point, it's been over a year, but I want to share the main part of my trip to Spring Mountain, the Ron Fellows Performance Driving School with myself and my son Ryan, and really to instill to you guys why it's so important to attend that, not just for the experience, but really for the education. That's still to come on this channel as well. All right, you guys, you know I have a natural love affair for this car, and I love sharing it with you. But I love hearing you guys talk about your passion for Corvette. I heard from my customer Chris in Detroit yesterday. He was at a Corvette show raising some money for charity, kind of the kickoff, getting ready for next weekend's Woodward Dream Cruise. And Chris was on Channel 7 Detroit last night. So here's a little bit of his 5 minutes of fame.
Celebrating its 21st anniversary this year, Corvettes America is always a big draw for automotive enthusiasts across Michigan and beyond.
It's a great place to learn things you may not know and meet fantastic people.
Chris bought his first Corvette 3 years ago, and he says it's worth every penny.
Corvette is the American dream car. It's America's exotic sports car.
From latest customization options to exploring all Corvette generations, Richard Heldenbrand from America's Corvette Club says the showcase is one of many precursor events to the annual Woodward Dream Cruise.
This show is basically the kickoff to Corvette Fantasy Week in Detroit. This is Corvettes America. On Wednesday, you have Corvettes on Woodward, and on Saturday, you've got the Dream Cruise, which includes all the Corvettes.
Being a military child, Chris lived in many cities and says nothing comes close to the roar of Woodward Dream Cruise.
4 lanes in each direction, endless miles of it, of just automobiles, of the Motor City showing its best. So trying to explain that to people and put it in perspective, it's like trying to tell somebody how big the moon is.
The one-day cruise not only links together 9 cities on America's oldest highway, but also draws more than 1.5 million people and 40,000 classic cars among other vehicles from around the world.
If you want to go and observe, get there early, set up early, get a comfortable seat, have some beverages, some water to keep you hydrated, and just sit back and enjoy it.
Now, events like these are just building up to the excitement for the Woodward Dream Cruise, and Michiganders are looking forward to it. Remember, you can catch all the coverage surrounding the event on Channel 7.
Now, sorry about the quality of that. That actually came off Channel 7's YouTube channel. But Chris, it was great to hear from you. It's always nice talking to you. What a fun, knowledgeable guy, and what an honor that he came down a year ago, April, for the delivery, my send-off, Pat, of my first ever Corvette. And thanks to so many of you that asked and said, hey, Rick, are you going to attend the Woodward Dream Cruise next weekend? Unfortunately, I can't. We have a dealership-sponsored event, first ever, at the National Corvette Museum with the Chosen Few Corvette Club. It is the Cultural Awareness Show. Well over 1,000 people going to be there. I'll be there Friday and Saturday, and we might have some clips to share with you in a future upload right here on our Corvette channel. And also thank you to so many that asked, hey, Rick, are you attending Corvettes at Carlisle at the end of August? Well, being in the retail business, it's hard to get out of the office at the end of the month. So unfortunately, I won't be at Corvettes at Carlisle. That is an awesome show if you've never been. It's a hot show, end of August, but check that show out. Bring your walking shoes so you can see the thousands and thousands of Corvettes at Carlisle. I've been there a couple of times, and maybe next year we'll get out there with you guys, but thanks for asking. All right, today's featured clip on today's Coffee with Conti show, it is a send-off, Pat, with Richard and his new Corvette. Before we introduce you to our new guest and our new customer, I got to say thank you to Greg in Thousand Oaks, California, because he referred you to us.
I got to say thanks to Greg in California because he referred me to you.
Okay. All right. This is all about Greg in California.
Greg's ego's already like
I know.
up,
He is a super guy. This is Richard from California and also
Miami.
in Florida. Yeah. So you got places all over.
If the franchise tax board in California is listening, Rick's wrong. And
I apologize. He's from Florida. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
Because when I deal with people from all over the country, usually we're shipping these cars and we do the send-off Pat thing, and then we load them on the trailer, and then I'm not here to do this, to have conversations, to tell stories, but also go through the car with you so you really have a greater appreciation for what you just bought. So
Yep, you
thank
bet.
you for all your support, all your
and
flexibility.
Thanks for your help. Your recommendations have all been great, and
Thanks, man.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, speaking real quick, one of the recommendations we talked about, we went over this on the phone a lot.
Yeah.
This side rocker extension comes from my friends at ACS Composite, and it does match perfectly to the carbon flash on the body blade, the optional mirrors that Richard did, and the front splitter.
And the carbon flash on the tires.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, on the wheels, yes.
You missed that.
Yeah. I don't miss much. You know what I love too when Richard got here? You guys can't tell by the way that I'm holding the camera, but he and I are not 6 foot.
No.
He goes, I'm standing next to my car, and he goes, man, I feel tall.
I feel tall. Look at this.
It's tall and standing next to this car. You look great, man.
Thank you.
You've had a lot of nice cars.
Yes.
So let's share that with the audience. What type of cars have you had? Don't be bashful.
I've had a Ferrari California.
Okay. I wonder if he's going to mention the Ferrari, because Greg actually told me. So
did he?
He did, but yes, okay.
Which was okay.
Okay.
Not a great car.
Interesting.
Ferrari, but not a great car.
Okay.
Not so comfortable, not so fast.
All right.
I've had many of the Mercedes CLs, the 2 doors.
Okay.
I had one of the first Maserati Quattroportes that came out.
Okay.
When I was younger and I wasn't as excited about sports cars, I had the big ass S-Class Mercedes.
Okay.
The 600, the 12-cylinder
It's
beast.
a monster car.
12-cylinder beast.
Yeah.
I had a bright yellow Hummer that said "Love Hummers" as the license plate, which my wife was driving once, and she was a red light, and guys were honking at her. She's like, "I'm never driving that car again." Love Hummers with the woman.
95% of the guys watching right now are guys. Oh yeah! You settle down.
Now, when you file for a personalized plate in California, you have to say what it means, because they don't want you to have something suggestive.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
So it was like LVHMMRS. And I just wrote this whole impassioned letter about how I'd saved up for years to buy a Hummer, and I just love Hummers, and I finally can afford one, and it went through.
No kidding.
And so that was a fun license plate on that car.
Oh, yeah!
Really nice BMWs.
Okay.
I had a Bentley for a short time, the Continental GT.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
How'd you like that?
Not so much.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a heavy car, isn't it?
It's a heavy car. It's a big car. I bought it used.
Okay.
I didn't have it for that long. I've had classic cars. I had a 1962 Mercedes 190 SL that I should have never freaking sold, because it's worth about 20 times what I sold it for about 15 years ago.
It's hard to know that that was going to happen.
But this I've been, as you know, been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
About a year.
So why Corvette? You've had all these nice cars you just mentioned. I mean, and I know that you've ridden in Greg's car that we've talked about, but I mean, what was the draw for you?
So one thing I've done a lot, and in LA you can do this. I'm sure you can't do this everywhere. You can rent almost any car in LA for a day.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much any car. And before I've bought any car, I've rented it. And I rented a F430 because I just love the way they look. It's a Ferrari. They're beautiful.
That is a good looking car.
I don't like all the Ferraris, but I like that one.
Yep.
But they stopped making them in 2009. So nothing's modern. You know, no hardly any Bluetooth, let alone CarPlay type of stuff.
We are spoiled by the tech.
Yeah. It's a soft top convertible.
Okay.
So it's not so quiet, and I just didn't really like it that much. And then I saw one of these, where was I? I think it was in Miami, and I was walking down the street, and I was like, well, that's a different looking F430.
It's a Ferrari.
Yeah. Because it had the nacelles like this one.
Yes.
It was the convertible.
Yeah.
And then I started looking online, there's a bunch of videos, like the C8 versus the F430. And like price new, almost 1/3 the cost.
Sure.
Faster, more comfortable, modern.
Right.
And that's when I reached out to Greg, whose ego we've already overinflated by talking about in this video. And asked him, because I know he was a Corvette guy.
Yes.
And he took me for a ride in his, and he was gracious enough to let me drive it. And I was just sold. That was a year plus ago.
Because you've had exotic cars.
Yeah.
And I've tried to tell people, especially newcomers to Corvette and previous Corvette people, that when you drive this new C8, you do have that feel of exotic.
Oh, for sure.
It is just amazing and how elevated it makes you feel. And
how customizable you can make it.
oh my gosh.
I mean, just little touches like the red seat belts
With the red stitching.
with the red stitching.
Only available if you go 3LT, as Richard
LT,
did.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it, for all that color stuff.
And it's all tastefully done where they did this.
Yeah. I have a Tesla S with
Okay.
the, not the plaid, because I got it before the plaid came out.
Okay.
My neighbor got the plaid that has the yoke.
Oh yeah, the goofy looking steering wheel.
He
That's
hate-
really goofy.
He hates it.
Oh, does he?
He does. Now he's been driving like this for, 40 years. Now he's driving like that. So maybe he's just not young enough to really appreciate it.
Right.
But this doesn't do that, because at least there's a full circle.
Yeah, there's a full circle.
It's not a shape of a circle. It's a little bit.
You're not driving a video
squish
game.
circle. No.
Right.
But it's not a yoke. It's not a pilot's. That's what Elon thinks. Elon can do whatever the F Elon wants, because Elon can do
Right.
whatever the F
Every
Elon
wants.
wants.
Right. Touche.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's what's neat is this car coming full circle for over the years that I've been representing it and seeing the new clientele come through. And even though you may or may not know the heritage, you'll start to learn and appreciate it.
I know the heritage.
And then you get into this
Corvettes
and you're
from the
like,
60s are just gorgeous.
yeah, and you're like,
Just
wow, this is
gorgeous.
such an amazing level. And just like when I grew up as a kid, I used to love Porsches, Ferraris, the old Toyota Supras, and Corvettes. This car's a little bit of all that
Yeah.
into one.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. It is. Okay.
But you're also into boats too.
I am into boats.
Talk about, I don't know a darn thing about boats, but please do tell, because like we were talking with one of our clients recently at the Corvette Museum, he was
Yep.
talking about his passion and the ownership of all these different motorcycles, and that really struck a chord with a lot of people in the audience. So
They say the two happiest days of a boater's life are the day he buys and the day he sells. Because the day you buy, you're excited to have it, and the day you sell, you're glad to get rid of it. So we have a
statement.
yacht in Miami, and it's my 4th.
Okay.
And I point that out to say I'm not very smart, because I've had that happiest and day twice.
Right, even here to here, here to
3
here.
times. I'm on 4. and we're a little bit boat heavy right now. So we have a 66-foot Azimut Magellano,
Okay.
and then we tow a 26-foot. It's called a Brig Eagle 8. It's a center console, more like a fishing style boat.
Okay.
We tow that with this. I mean, it was $3,000 to get a plate mounted to the front of that boat.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
A $3,000 rope to tow this boat, because you're towing it through the ocean.
Whoa.
A rope is $3,000.
Oh my gosh.
Custom made 200-foot bridle rope.
Right.
And then we have kind of the sports car on the back on the swim step. It's it's called a Williams 395 jet tender. It's got a Sea-Doo engine in it. It seats 6. It's only 13 feet, but it goes 50 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
So that one will be like driving this. I mean,
Right.
you can do a 180 in that thing.
Oh wow.
So the big boat, I bought more for distance and comfort. So it holds 1,200 gallons. So you can imagine what filling that thing is.
Oh my gosh.
So I filled it up. I think it was a month and a half ago. It was $6 a gallon. So it was $7,500 to fill up the tanks.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
But, and this will sound crazy for people who don't know boats.
Right.
When you talk about big boats, you don't talk about miles per gallon. You talk about gallons per mile.
Okay.
You burn gallons per mile.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
So if we go in our boat 20 knots, we burn 3.5 gallons a mile.
Oh boy.
But the reason I bought this boat is if we go 10 knots, we burn 1 gallon a mile, which in a 100,000 pound, 66-foot boat is considered insanely good. So if we're not in a rush, like we're going from Florida down to the Bahamas, it's a nice day, we'll just cruise at 10 knots. We won't burn that much fuel. We'll, have the thing's got a Seakeeper stabilizer in it. If it's rough at all, you don't even feel it.
Oh wow.
And then once we're down in the Bahamas, we play on the other 2 boats. We can take that 26-foot brig. That thing will do 45, 50 miles an hour. Holds 14 people. We've got 4 underwater sea scooters, 2 paddle boards. It's kind of an obsession like cars.
Sure.
and planes. In some ways, it's more crazy.
Yeah, just another level, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they say if you buy a yacht, you should budget 10 to 15% of the price of the yacht every year.
Just to maintain it.
Fuel, insurance, maintenance, whatever.
Everything, right.
So this, I mean, I'm not going to have to pay 10 or 15% a year.
Right.
I got a warranty.
Exactly.
And if something goes wrong, it's going to be single-digit thousands.
Yes.
They say, Rick, BOAT stands for, they used to say before inflation, it stood for bust out another thousand. Bust, B-B-O-A-T.
Right.
My wife says it's now bust out several thousand. There's a missing S in there somewhere. Literally, no matter, it's almost like if you have a really big, nice house and a plumber comes, he's like, oh, this one is $3,000.
Gotcha,
He goes to
right.
another house that's not as nice, oh, it's only $1,500.
I gotcha.
Plumber shows up to the yacht, nothing is less than $1,000.
Right.
Nothing.
Just
Even
from,
having
just
somebody
from the
look at
step aboard,
something.
right? Yeah, just to get them on deck.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, I love it. It's my passion, like cars. I just love being on the ocean, so.
That's good that you enjoy it and you're using it, because a lot of people have boats.
Oh, we use it a ton.
Especially guys that are in the car business, foolish, because unless you're an owner, you're an idiot to have a boat. You never have time to use it. At least you're using it.
I was on, today's Tuesday?
Yes.
I was on the boat in the Bahamas till Sunday.
Oh, good for you.
And I'm going back next Monday.
Good.
So
you're using it.
I'm using it, and you only live once, and
agreed.
You gotta, I mean, we learned through pandemic, I've learned through personal tragedy, you only live once. I'm turning 60 in a month.
Congratulations, happy birthday.
So I'm not in midlife. People who are 60 say they're midlife, they're fooling themselves, because you're not living to fucking 120. Excuse me, I swore, but I do.
All right. Right.
Sorry.
No, that's
to my
exactly
wife.
right. You're right.
Like maybe 80.
Yeah.
So I'm like in the last quarter, if you want to use a basketball metaphor.
Sure. I'm living by make every day count.
Yeah.
Make every day count.
Yeah.
You know, and for all the cars that you've had, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Corvette guy.
Sure.
I literally have the confidence in this product that I think this is going to be one of, if not the most enjoyable sports car you've ever had.
I'm sure it will be.
The ride is phenomenal. The tech, I can't wait to show you this stuff. I mean, you're really going to enjoy this. And it's set up as a cockpit. You referenced airplanes earlier, too.
Yep.
You're going to get that kind of a feel when you're driving this car.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. See, I told you guys I deal with some really cool people. You're like, wow, some of the stuff's over my head. That's okay. It's still fun, though, right? Yeah. Before he gets out of here, we're going to do a send-off. Pat, don't go away. Yeah, we call it a send-off, Pat. It's kind of a thing, and people like that. You got little wings, big wings. I rub the wings, you know, just another way to commemorate. Congratulations on the purchase. Thank you for the business. Richard, just want to say thank you. It was really cool meeting you.
Thank you, Rick.
Talking with you, learning from you, and I hope this is not the end of it.
No.
Thank you so much. All right, enjoy it. I know you will. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to give Richard a send-off. Patty's going back to Florida. Thank you, Greg, for the referral. There's that send-off, Pat. There's the thumbs up. The wing's getting away from us, but I think in the rear shot there, the faraway shot, I can still rub the wing. We did it in spirit, right? I can't miss rubbing the wing. It's funny, you guys always let me know, hey, Rick, you forgot to rub the wing. I'm sorry. I'm looking at some of the future stuff still to come on this channel. The Superman costume is coming back to the channel. Oh, I have so much fun with you guys. Thank you again for joining us today. Also coming up on Tuesdays, Tech Tuesday, as Chuck and I do, we kind of talk about the marketplace before we do the Q&A, and I've got yet another C8 story for you, this one relative to pricing. You can't write this stuff, guys. But I do hope you enjoyed today's feature clip, our send-off Pat with Richard and his new Corvette. I told you I deal with some fun and interesting people. Continue the support of the channel, please. Thumbs up this video, make comments down below if you're on a phone or on your computer. I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.